G'day Steel Nation Australia, g'day Steel Nation Worldwide, and g'day Steel Nation Universe. Welcome to another episode of Steel Nation Australia. Thankful to have you guys here. Check out this video. This one, we're just going to be talking a little bit about the Divisional Playoffs that happened yesterday with some crazy games, man. Like, I don't know, like if you're a Bills fan or a Chiefs fan, I guess you're happy that the Chiefs won, like it was like 42-36, came down to the last 13 seconds, and I don't understand why the Bills played that way. Okay. Look, I'll get into that. Firstly, I just want to say thank you for everyone who came by to the live stream. I did end the live stream abruptly, and I do apologize for that, but I had to take a phone call. I'm still looking for work in Australia, and it's a really funny time trying to find work, and just all to do with this COVID stuff. And, like I said, left, right, center, upside down. There's some funny things going on, man. So I'm trying to find work, and my recruitment agency who helps me out trying to find work, they call me like, once every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks to see how it's going. So that's why the stream went, see you later. I wouldn't normally do that. I don't normally do that with my streams. I will answer most of the questions that come in. So that's the reason why I went away. Nothing was wrong with me. I didn't have a heart attack or nothing like that. I felt like it though watching the games. So yeah, let's get into the first game. Cincinnati versus the Tennessee Titans. And it all started out with Ryan Tannehill throwing an interception, and then it ended with Ryan Tannehill throwing an interception. First of all, Tennessee was not talked about much. Tennessee was just not, they had the week off, the number 1 seed. Derrick Henry was injured, then Derrick Henry came back. Nobody was really worried about their offense doing anything with Ryan Tannehill. Nothing at all, right? So I kind of thought, I could see that. At the same time, I thought that having the number 1 seed off, and then having a bit of a break, getting your team ready for a Bengals team coming in. But man, the Bengals are hot. As much as I hate the Bengals now, you guys can see how good Joe Burrow is. And he's a little bit cocky, right? He's got a bit of that ego around him, but he's a little bit cocky in my opinion. But that's because I'm a Steeler fan and I just hate the Bengals guts. But back to the game, right? Tennessee had that week off to prepare for the Bengals coming in, okay? And yes, the Bengals only won by a field goal, but it's still a hard environment to go into Tennessee, knock off the number one seed, get it done, contain Henry enough so he's not gashing you for a lot of yards. But I think that game, and this could be wrong, but right, I think in that game, the tone was kind of set in that interception on the first play. The very first play, you've got to hand that ball off to Henry to get 2 yards, 1 yard, 5 yards, something like that. You need to hand that ball off to Henry to calm everything down, get into the rhythm of the offense. And what do? They play action. Ryan Tannehill goes over the middle and then gets picked off. Then it's Bengal time. And I'm pretty sure from memory, I'm not looking at any stats. This is just me going with my heart and what I saw yesterday. I think from memory, they went and kicked the field goal. But to give the Bengals a chance to think, oh, wow, like a massive play like that, and then now you're in this game. That was, to me, was the, one of the deciding factors in the Bengals versus Tennessee Titan game. You gave them life straight away. 15 seconds in, you give them the possession, and you lose your first possession to the Bengals, okay? Then it came down to, a football game played out. It was very even. Tennessee was trying to do their best with Henry sometimes. I think Henry got about 70 yards, and that didn't seem to work out. But it came down to the last, I think, final minute, it was 16-16. Ryan Tannehill could go down the field to kick a field goal to win, okay? I think they were around the 40-yard mark, and yet again, the same play where they could have went to other spots on the field, other players, different play call. The play call wasn't that good, and the read wasn't that good from Tannehill. And Tannehill is not a very good quarterback. Let's be honest, So Tannehill drops back, throws that football into, I think it was like triple coverage. I think the ball got dotted up in the air. Next minute, a Bengal picks it up. And yet again, it just felt like once that was picked off, it wasn't going to overtime like the KC game. That was done. Once the ball was picked off, hitting the air, done. 50-yard. I think Joe Burrow came out and threw one for like 25 yards to the sideline. They set up the rookie kicker, I don't think he's missed. I think that rookie kicker for the Bengals, McPherson, he hasn't missed a kick. I think all year away. So, hey, man, look, we all support teams. We all 32, and we all have, 32 teams. That's what I mean, right? And this Bengals side is a good side. As much as it pains me to say, and I lose a bit of my soul doing it, looking at the NFL in total, they're a pretty good side. And they deserve to win that game. And now they're going to the first AFC Championship game since 1988. I was born in 1989. We've been at this a long time, and I appreciate the viewers who are coming and seeing my take and my understanding of the NFL. I fucking love it. You know what I'm saying? I do love it so much. And since 1988, the Bengals have not been back to an AFC Championship game, and we have one next week. And this is where we're going to transition into the Bills and KC game. As we did the Bills and KC game yesterday, that was just the offense was really good. However, the defense on both sides was deplorable. Absolutely deplorable. There was which pass do you want to go with to Gabriel Davis had 4 touchdowns. There was one touchdown to him where there was I think it was man coverage on the cornerback was playing off, real far off, right? And there was no real safety help. Gabriel Davis did do a juke move, right? He went left foot, right foot like that. And the guy, the chief fella, just fell over and flailed. It was like he had never seen someone do a juke before. He actually sold out on that route and got complete mix matched and went, oh no, he didn't go left. And he just fell over his own feet. And then Gabriel Davis was wide open for the touchdown. I think that was the one that brought them back, I believe. I think that brought them back a little bit. I can't even remember. I looked on the NFL site today, or the Facebook site, and I think they scored 25 points in 2 minutes, which is just look, I appreciate the offense, but I'm a defensive guy. Okay, I've been a defensive guy for 20 years, since Troy, Debo Harrison, Farrier, Ike Taylor, Ryan Clark, those fellas. And I mentioned the other day Brian Dawkins for the Eagles. I love defense. I did love the game prior to, we had the Green Bay versus the 49ers. We can also bring up that game too, right? That only happened a few days ago. I like the defense. However, in that game, Rodgers and Garoppolo didn't really play too well. And that came down to a punt block and special teams and that kind of stuff. You guys all know this stuff. It's only my little take. Okay. You guys know all this stuff. With what happened with the Green Bay Packers and the 49ers, the punt block. Packers also should have mate, I think the Packers should have won that game. They played so much better throughout the whole game until that punt block changed everything and the momentum went the San Fran 49ers way. Okay. And then I'll even backtrack one more. I got ahead of myself. I did a mix. I just turned every single thing around. I did the Bengals Tennessee, and then we did the KC Buffalo. But I want to end with KC and Buffalo. That's why I jumped the gun a little bit. But we backtracked all the way to the start of the day, or on the first day of the playoffs, and it was the Rams versus Tom Brady. So we have to, let's go back a bit. And that might seem funny now because, obviously I'm still learning how to do a lot of these things on YouTube, but this is the way it's going to be. So let's go back to Rams versus Buccaneers. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers struggled, absolutely struggled all game. Pretty much all game. I think it was 27-6. He was getting picked off. He had gotten a fumble, which we'll get into in just a minute. And then the Lions, not the Lions, sorry. The Rams stuffed it up with Stafford. Tom Brady was under pressure for 3 quarters. And then it just went away. It just very similar. Like all these games came back into the same point. It came back into you had a lead or you're playing good in 3 quarters. Come the 4th quarter, the defensive scheme just changed. In the Rams versus Bucks game, that defensive scheme just changed completely. And it didn't help that the offense couldn't hold the ball. The offense had turned that ball over 4 times, I believe, into the 3rd quarter and 4th quarter. And one of those turnovers I want to talk about is, and I just don't. This is what I don't get. Okay, I'm not a fan of any of these teams. I'm a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we've had our time too. We have definitely had our time with some bad calls, some bad coaching, some bad things happening in the NFL, some bad, flags. But there is no excuse. Like, if you're a fan, even though the Rams won, if you're a fan of the Los Angeles Rams, you sack Brady, you recover the fumble at the 30-yard line, okay? You recover the fumble at the 30-yard line. Think about that. You have points on the board. You're already up by 14. You can, and there was about 9 minutes to go, I think. I think there was 9 minutes to go. You're up by 14. You can make this game. It was about 10 minutes to go, right? You can make this game with that recovery at the 30-yard line. You can make this game a 3-possession game. So Rams versus Bucks, 3-possession game with 9 minutes to go. You should win that just based on the time that it takes the Buccaneers to score, unless they did 3 touchdowns that were 80 yards in a row. And the way that these defenses are playing when they get the lead is just ridiculous. The amount of soft coverage that I see when teams get a lead to let the other team back in, ridiculous. And some people also say, well, sometimes it feels like the refs might let them back in or help Brady out or help the other team so it's more even. That's ridiculous too. But getting back to my point is in the Buccaneers and Rams game, you got the sack, you got the fumble, you got the recovery. Next minute, you send out Matthew Stafford 5 wide for the Rams at the 30-yard line. And what happens next? I said it on the live stream. It was a comedy or comedy of errors. The center and Matthew Stafford, look, his coaching was bad for that. Stupid. They snap the ball. The guy zings it past him like a rocket. And Matt Stafford's not even watching the ball, right? And that goes all the way back to the 40-yard line. Fumble. No one there. But the Bucks player runs and tries to pick it up. There's 2 of them there, I think. Matthew Stafford doesn't even dive for the ball. He dove at the person's feet to try and knock them out of the way. Maybe he thought he was going to knock them out of the way and then go for the ball. It was like Cam Newton in that game, right? Where he just looked at the football going, oh, is there a fumble? And he didn't do anything. Stafford jumped at the ball and went, hang on, what are you doing? But before that even happens in that game, why would you put yourself in that position? If you're a coach, there's 10 minutes to go. Let's say 10 minutes. Let's make it even 10. So it's easy to do, right? 10 minutes to go in that game. You know what you do? You run that football 3 times. You run down the clock 3 times, and you hope you hope, or you run at least twice. You get an I formation, you run it twice, you get 2nd and 8, 2nd and 3rd and 6. You might pass it depending if you have a good call to pass it, but I'd run it again. And then if you go to 4th and 2, 4th and 5, you have a 25-yard field goal to kick that field goal. Bam. Right? Now, a lot of these comments I'm saying and my take on this probably doesn't, to some fans it won't matter because the Rams won the game. But what I'm saying is, if you go and do all these things and you get down from 10 minutes to about 8.5 minutes in the Rams game, then next minute, what you can do is just win that game is by 3 scores. Even if they come back to get touchdown, you've still got in the last probably minute or 2 minutes, you have the field goal buffer. Okay. That didn't happen. They fumbled the ball. I think Brady went on to score again, and there was like 7 points to go. And the next minute, blah, blah, blah. It's down to, 26 all. And I think they won 29-26. Something similar there. I don't know. I haven't got the score in front of me. Anyways, I just found over the weekend, the offense was fun to watch. Yes, for sure. It's an offensive league. It's a quarterback-driven league. We know, we get it. However, the defensive coaching and scheme-wise was terrible, man. I saw some really bad tackles. I saw some really bad takes. Even on the, we'll move into our final part, which was my first part. We'll move back to the Buffalo Bills game and the Chiefs game. This is where I'll end my point with the defense being just absolute fucking terrible this week. They're fun games to watch. They were really fun to watch. At the same time, the defense has to stand up and finish the game. That's what I've been, taught to. Once you're in front, just keep going, and you've got 5 minutes left, or in the Chiefs part, you got 2 minutes left. That score changed, I think 4 or 5 times in the last 2 minutes. Right, we went to overtime, but there was a play there too, even on the Chiefs side when they threw the ball. Right, the Chiefs threw the ball to Tyreek Hill, and he ran away for a touchdown for 70 yards. No one touched him. Like, where's the effort? Like, there is zero effort of these players to chase down Tyreek Hill. There was even a player, I can't remember his name, the linebacker, I think it's 51 on the Bills. I don't remember his name. Anyways, he had his back turned. Like, he was marked his man on the one of the receivers, and you got to go through your steps too. Once you've got this guy, like you've been, following this guy for 10 seconds, about that time, if you're still following your man, aren't you looking around behind you and hang on a minute? I've been like, marking this guy for 8 seconds. He still hasn't got the ball yet. Maybe someone else has the ball. He got passed on. He got run over. Tyreek Hill ran to the end zone, 72 yards. No one touched him. He beat his man. Like, it was really bad coverage. And the safety help took a bad line from memory too. He took a really bad line to try and make the tackle. The other cornerback on the other side, the Bills player, he couldn't catch up. Yes, he's really fast. I get that. But he couldn't make any difference. The middle linebacker who was covering the receiver didn't turn around in time. He was in la-la land. And the safety almost, made a really bad play too. The safety who's your last line of defense might have been Poyer back there. He made zero effort to get there. So the defense, man, I think, and even with, the Bills end up coming back, and then Gabriel Davis got his 4th touchdown too, and that was a zinger. Like, that was a good throw. It was a really good throw. But what is with these teams in the last few minutes that they just can't seem to, finish the game? The pass rush just fades away, and look, these quarterbacks are, quite talented. But even the talented ones can still get run down by guys like TJ Watt, and you can finish the game. I'm just saying, it was really odd to watch. It was like, it kind of felt like a college game in some respects. When you watch the college game, there is just zero defense. Like in some of the leagues that Alabama and those guys can just go out and win 54-12. It doesn't matter. But yesterday's game was quite funny with the Chiefs and Buffalo Bills. Like, the Chiefs couldn't finish the game. So Gabriel Davis got his 4th touchdown, and then the Bills went up to win, and there was 14 seconds left. We all know the story. It's my take on it. There was 14 seconds left in that Bills game, right? The Chiefs had 3 timeouts and they had to go 75 yards for a touchdown or about 40 yards, I think, for a chance at a field goal. And Harrison Butker, he's a pretty good kicker. He can get it, right? So what do? The Bills, this is why I think it's just dumb, mate. It's absolutely, I would be fuming if I was a Buffalo Bill fan. The Bills send out a prevent defense like you see on Madden. You get all the little blue circles, and they're all going back to protect the sidelines and to protect the touchdown, right? Why are you playing a prevent defense in that scenario where you only need to get 30 to 40 yards for a field goal with 14 seconds? 14 seconds is 2 plays, exactly 2 plays what they needed, right? 2 or 3 plays, but most likely 2. So as they're playing that prevent defense, I believe they rushed 3 or 4 players, and the rest is scurried out, and there was 2 safety or 2 or 3 safeties back. Every cornerback was playing like off coverage, like real far off. You know, you saw in that first catch to Tyreek Hill, he had so much space. Tyreek Hill caught the ball and he went about, I think, 20 yards before he was touched, right? Timeout. The Chiefs then timeout and they have 8 seconds or 9 seconds left on the play. I think it was about 8. So there, you've already halved your 14 from 14 to 8, right? You have 1 play left. What do? They do the exact same thing. If you're a Buffalo Bill fan, I do feel sorry for you. And I know that it doesn't mean too much. You know, you should, sometimes feeling sorry for someone is almost sometimes feeling sorry for yourself. Does that make sense? So maybe I just feel a little bit bad that you're put in that circumstance to where you had a chance to win. You had a chance to win the game, and your coach or whoever, or your defensive coordinator or the scheme, or whoever put the plays together was like, hang on a minute. If we get this scenario, they got 14 seconds left, and they have 3 timeouts. We're going to play prevent defense, which doesn't make any sense. Because if you're playing prevent defense in that role with 14 seconds left, 3 timeouts, you're better off playing like just play a normal nickel defense or dime or something like that, where you can cover all the receivers, still send 4 to the house, have 7 back in coverage, have some middle linebackers like helping spy, but having the other guys come around and go, I would have played a bit more man and have safety over the top help, because they're not going to go deep like that. And then if they did, you've still got 2 safeties back there to make the tackle. If you threw a big dime, right, with 14 seconds to go, you threw a big dime, there's no way that football is going to the house. Like from 75 yards out, it'd have to be super bad coverage to have any chance of beating the 2 safeties over the top, or someone else helping out there too. Maybe the middle linebacker might drag back as well. You know what I'm saying? It would not, like, it just wouldn't happen with the coverage. And if you pressed up on the man or played better man coverage to where you had actually hands on the receiver, hands on Tyreek Hill, there is a better chance that football can be 1, incompleted. There's a better chance that 2, that you can tackle the guy in front and on before the first down. There's a better chance that you could waste more time because the receiver's not getting open. I don't think I've ever seen something like that, like in that scenario, that the Chiefs just went out there and threw two passes to get 40 yards, like that. I was like, hey, Tyreek Hill, thanks. Bam. Kelsey, yeah, mate? You want to pass? Yeah. Thanks. Time out. Field goal, kick, overtime. Made 0 sense. With everything on the line as a Buffalo Bill fan, I would feel pissed off. I would feel frustrated and pissed off because you worked your way back into the game. And yes, the Chiefs defense wasn't the best either. What I'm saying is you worked yourself back into the game and a team beat you with 14 seconds to go. It got to overtime. There's now speculation about overtime rules. Should that be, canned. We'll get into that another day. I don't really care about that. Not yet. Fuck it. Fuck that. Okay, we're not talking about that. But they got to overtime. The Chiefs got the ball, and they go down the field and score TD. But you know what's worse? I don't think that drive isn't as bad because that's a new game, right? It's a brand new game. The fact is that your defensive coordinator, your organization, your coaches, your players even buying into that. Why don't the players question that? Surely you go to a timeout and you're like, hey, coach, are you sure you want us to play right off and let them catch the ball and then mark them down so they can use their timeout? Yeah, that's the way to go, mate. I think we do that. I think if they catch the ball and get 15 yards, then they'll waste time, and then they'll waste one of their timeouts. Wouldn't a player with the veteran experience, in that Buffalo Bills locker room, the two safeties say, hang on a minute, mate, we've got this. The two safeties, we have this. We have the back covered. It's fine. It's great. You blokes go out there and we'll play a bit of a more man-to-man, and let's try and get them to at least compete for the football, not just catch the football like it was pitch and catch. Does that make sense? I don't know if anyone else is talking about this, but how easily the Chiefs moved down the field was just disgraceful. If you are a Buffalo Bills fan, you would feel gutted, absolutely gutted. You got yourself back in that game, and 2 plays set up a field goal. I've never seen them play such soft coverage. Man, it was just, yeah. I don't know what you guys think, and I'm going to wrap it up really soon. I'm trying to get my videos, 15, 20, 30 minutes. We're almost nearing 30 minutes. It just made me boggle my mind and said, in these opportunities where you had two plays, you had 2 plays to go and you're off the field and you're going to have a shower, you got to go have dinner, and now you can't go and play the next game in the AFC Championship game. Now you Buffalo fans, you have robbed the Buffalo fans a home game against the Bengals. Nothing against the Chiefs. You just had that, it was like a layup. How could you not dunk that? How could you not dunk that? Your mate sends you in midair like an NBA string, boom. How could you not dunk that? It's nothing against the Chiefs. You just got a real easy opening and said, hang on a minute, this team is playing so far off. They're rushing no one. They're sending everyone back. No one's tackling. They're looking at me, and I'm not getting touched. And Tyreek Hill said, all right, man, I'll take 15. Next play. Kelsey's play was just, dude, there was one bloke on him. He was so far away from him. I would just, he knew that, he knew, even if you make him, it's funny. Even if you make a mistake when you're playing right next to him, if you're playing right up in his grill, in his face, it shouldn't overly matter, There could be cause for concern. The flag might come out, but it shouldn't overly matter if you play more in his face. If you make a mistake, there's another 6 players behind you on the field, and I'm sure you would have had help on that side. There would have been safety that way. All you needed to do was for him to contest the catch or get and maybe make. Here's my last point before I end the video. Maybe you should have made Mahomes or Patrick Mahomes think about what direction to go. Go through his reads. He didn't. It was like Patrick Mahomes was playing on Madden on easy. That's how easy it looked, and that's why I was like, what just happened? What just happened to this team that just crumbled and gave away 45 yards, field goal, overtime? Yes, it was exciting, but I love defense. I love the way that the safety can come down into the box and smash them. I love sometimes I like a low scoring game like the San Fran versus Packers. That in fact to me was a better game than I saw with the Buffalo Bills versus Chiefs. 100%. It was more physical. Debo was getting rushed up, dude, Debo's hurt right now, Rodgers was getting run around, Garoppolo was getting run around, playing in the snow, physical football, defensive football. That's what I love to see. That's what I've grown up on watching is defensive football. Because one, I'm not big enough to play, or I'd go out there and get fucked. I'd just get hurt, right? So I live through the middle linebacker taking someone's head off. So fun. It's so fun to watch, right? I love that stuff. But back to my past thought here. Buffalo didn't do that. In the last drive, you had 14 seconds to go. 14 seconds, 2 or 3 plays. You played prevent defense for whatever fucking reason because they weren't even going for it. There's no way they were going for a touchdown. If you want to sling that ball to the end zone, that's going to waste about 6 to 8 seconds, even getting in that formation to allow Patrick Mahomes the chance to sling that ball 50 yards. So why did you put back 3 people there? I'm sorry, Buffalo. Look, I might reach one Buffalo Bill fan. I don't know. I'm just annoyed. I'm kind of annoyed that happened to you guys. You're a fan of the team, and you had a chance to go to the Super Bowl. You had a chance to have a home AFC Championship game against the Bengals, which I think would have been the better matchup. To be honest, I think that would have been the funner matchup to see a good Bengals side come into a cold Buffalo Bill side, like the environment. And what happened was your team just fell to pieces, and it's coaching, organizational structure, its scheme, its philosophy. It's pretty much your team just said, this will do. There's no way they can get to the 47 yard chance and tie it. There's no way. We're right. We'll win this game. No, you should have went after it. You should have sent someone. You should have sent someone on the blitz. You should have had at least four men, sending on the blitz. You should have had them play a bit more man to man, with a bit of help over the top, a bit more physical, and it didn't happen. Go back and watch that play. Go back and watch that last 14 seconds, and tell me that was not one of the most terrible play selection or scheme-wise or defensive philosophy that you would ever seen. 14 seconds and you allow a team to go 40 yards for a field goal chance. Shouldn't happen. I don't care if it's the Jets, the Jaguars, the Texans, those teams that didn't make it, the Ravens that didn't make it, the Browns that I hate. Shouldn't happen. It's just you allowed them to run down the field and kick that field goal to go to overtime. That's all I'm saying. All right, thanks everyone for listening to me rant about the defense, and it was a good time. It was a fun few games, but I don't know, man. I'm just pissed off for some of the Bills fans. That you just, if that was my Steelers, I'd probably invest a lot of energy into this, but I'd just be like, come on, man. I buy all the jerseys, and you go out and run a prevent defense like that. It's just not cricket. So yeah, I enjoyed the whole week, and I can't wait to break down the next 2 games, and then we have Super Bowl. It's going to be Bengals at KC, and this one I'm looking forward to too is the 49ers at Rams. That's a pretty good one too, divisional opponents. So we are going to have one of those 4 teams will be a Super Bowl champion, and I can't believe it. Will Jimmy get one? Will he go 1-1? Will Patrick get another one? Will Stafford get his first? And will the Bengals get their very first Super Bowl with Joe Burrow? We don't know. That's why I watch the games. That's why it's a lot of fun. I just hope for a better experience, throughout from both sides of the football. People love to say, "Oh, it was a crazy game because of the offense," but defensive wise, fucking terrible, man. You should feel really bad. You should feel really bad if you're a Bills fan and if you are invested in this. You don't deserve that, Bills fans. Bills Mafia, you power bomb your misses through tables. You don't deserve that. I'm sorry. You do not deserve that level of play from professional athletes. It wasn't like the Chiefs just there was good defense and they beat you. No, they just let up. They went on holiday, mate. They were done. They just said, nah, we're done. We can't play this game. So yeah, I feel bad for you guys because the Bills Mafia, you're a crazy bunch. You power bomb your wives through tables. You light the tables on fire. You would have been better off choosing 11 members from the Bills Mafia to put pads on and go out there and cover. 100%. I'm telling you, you'd be better off choosing 11 members to play defense for the last 2 plays and have it all, because their passion will come out more than what your scheme would. Passion over scheme would have beaten the Chiefs. All right, thanks everyone for checking me out on Steel Nation Australia. My name's Mark Davison. I enjoy doing this. This is so much fun. There could be some big things in the future too. I might be working with my mate Gridiron Blitz. I have to send him an email in the next few days. I might be doing that. Still got to get my a few ducks in order, but it's a big possibility, and even the opportunity intrigues me. So that could be quite fun to do. So yeah, thank you for checking me out. Hoping to do in the off season too. Once the live stream wraps up, I'm hoping to probably do 1 or 2 videos a week just to cover some topics with the Steelers. Might cover topics with the NFL if you enjoy this video. Like, I guess I'm turning into that guy now. Nah, but like, honestly, if you do enjoy the video, please leave a comment and like, and let me know. Like, if you don't enjoy it, just let me know also. Like, the reason why I put this content out there is to make you guys laugh, to have fun, to be entertaining, to have a good time, and do all those kinds of things, right? So it will help me grow this channel from nothing to something. And if I can do that and have fun with it, I'm going to enjoy it, and hopefully you will enjoy it too. So if you enjoy the product, yeah, please hit the like. And comments are good too. Do both. Like and comments are the ones that really makes me think, okay, what direction can I go in? What are you thinking about my content? Pretty much it's just me sitting in my room, which I cleaned today. I cleaned my room and I feel pretty good. That's why I was doing this video, right? But yeah, I enjoy the comments. So if you have a question or you agree with me, why do they do prevent defense? Comment and I'll try and comment back. I've got a lot of time, so I should be right. I should be able to comment back. But if you want to see me, have any ideas for me to cover or do anything, I do plan. I think I'm going to try and do like 2 videos or maybe 2 to 3, depending what I do with this other opportunity with Gridiron Blitz. 2 videos on this channel, and they're going to be very similar just to this. It's like a blog talk kind of radio, just me getting out the NFL passion and me getting out the Steeler passion, and see how that goes. I do have another few videos I'm working on for like highlights. They do take a bit more time, so we'll see. That's more like a side hobby thing. So they might spur up. You might get a highlight video from me, or like a funny video kind of come up. But the overall reason why I do this is to have fun. Have fun, be entertaining, make you laugh, make you think about stuff, make you think about the NFL, make you think about life, make you think about your team. That's why I do it. It's so much fun. It is me talking to myself in my room. Fun. Even though I normally do that anyway. Don't we all talk to ourselves? Okay. See, I'm rambling. All right. Thank you guys for coming to Steel Nation Australia. And I appreciate you guys' comments, likes, subs. We're getting there, man. I'm on 307. That's fucking unreal. 307. This has been a great journey. It's not over yet. The Super Bowl's not over yet, so I'm gonna do like a recap at the end and be like, what is going on with my life? This is crazy. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming around to Steel Nation Australia. As always, here we go, Steelers. Here we